Have you ever felt the presence around you, an invisible weight pressing down your life, making everything harder than it should be? Maybe you've noticed that no matter how hard you work, obstacles keep appearing, one after another, like someone is deliberately putting them in your path. Maybe you feel constantly drained after interacting with certain people, or strange events seem to follow you, as if the universe itself is conspiring against you. What if these were not coincidences? What if unseen forces you cannot touch or see, were quietly influencing your life? Most people go through life ignoring these subtle signals, dismissing them as bad luck or stress. But the truth is, the human mind senses danger long before the conscious brain can process it. Your intuition, your gut feeling, your sudden chills, they are all warning signs. The problem is, many of us are not trained to recognize them. We brush them aside, we rationalize them. And in doing so, we leave ourselves vulnerable to influences we cannot see. Think about it. Every human has energy. You have an aura, a personal field that radiates strength, calm, and focus, or fear, doubt, and negativity, depending on how well you protect it. When someone or something tries to manipulate that energy, it starts small. A fleeting thought, a sudden emotional shift, a strange coincidence. Then it grows. You might start to feel anxious for no reason. Your health could falter without explanation, or relationships you've nurtured suddenly turn toxic. It feels like an invisible hand is at work. But here's the empowering truth. Once you recognize these signs, you gain a choice. Awareness is the first step toward reclaiming your life. When you understand the forces at work, you can begin to protect yourself. You can fortify your mind, your energy, your very being. Knowledge is power, and in this video, you are about to learn the 7 powerful signs that someone might be attempting to influence your life through dark means. By the end of this video, you will not only recognize these signs, but also feel a surge of strength and clarity to take control. Imagine the relief of finally understanding what's been holding you back. Imagine the confidence of knowing you are no longer vulnerable, that the subtle manipulations and unseen forces will no longer control your path. That is the reward for watching this video till the very end: insight, empowerment, and a renewed sense of control over your life. Some of the signs are obvious, but many are so subtle that even the most attentive person can overlook. That is why this knowledge is so valuable. It separates those who remain trapped in confusion from those who rise above it. And once you rise above, you do not just survive, you thrive. You reclaim your personal power, your energy, and your peace of mind. You may wonder, how do I even know if this is happening to me? That is a valid question, and the answer lies in careful observation and self-awareness. The signs do not lie. They are whispered through experiences, emotions, and the patterns of your daily life. Your body, your mind, and even your intuition are constantly sending messages. If you pay attention, you can decode them. If you act on them, you can protect yourself before it's too late. The human mind has a natural defense mechanism. It reacts to threats, even those it cannot see. But we often undermine this mechanism with doubt, distraction, or fear. This is where most people fail. They ignore their inner signals because they seem irrational or supernatural. But the reality is your mind is far more powerful and perceptive than you give it credit for. When you listen, you become unstoppable. You see the truth hidden in ordinary events, and you take action that changes everything. Right now, you are at a crossroads. You can continue living in uncertainty, wondering why life seems to conspire against you, or you can take the first step toward clarity and empowerment. The choice is yours, but once you understand the signs we will reveal, you will never be the same again. You will begin to notice patterns, feel your energy return, and reclaim control over your destiny. Every single person has the potential to protect themselves, to stand unshaken in the face of negativity, and to transform unseen pressure into strength. It is not luck, it is not magic. It is awareness, discipline, and courage. By staying with this video, by absorbing each sign and each lesson, you will gain tools that few people ever understand. You will learn to safeguard your energy, guard your mind, and rise above manipulation. So stay alert, stay open, and let your mind absorb every word. By the time you reach the final sign, you will feel a shift inside, a surge of power, clarity, and determination. You will no longer be a passive observer of your life. You will become the master of your energy, the guardian of your past and the architect of your future. Every obstacle, every unexplained event, every draining encounter can now be met with awareness and strength. The journey starts now. Pay close attention, because what you learn today will change the way you see the world and the way the world sees you. Awareness is the first step toward power. When you begin to notice the subtle shifts in your life, you awaken to truths that most people ignore. Every thought, every feeling, and every event carries a message. Some messages are clear, others are hidden in plain sight. The key is learning to see beyond the surface and listen to the whispers of your intuition. It is in these quiet signals that your mind is warning you of influences you cannot yet see. You must understand this. Your energy is precious. It shapes your reality more than you realize. Every negative thought you absorb, every toxic interaction you endure, weakens the shield around your life. When someone attempts to manipulate or control you through unseen forces, it is subtle at first. It begins with doubt, small frustrations, or fleeting anxiety. If you remain unaware, these small cracks can grow into a torrent of challenges that seem impossible to overcome. But if you are vigilant, you can intercept these patterns before they take root. Your mind is not a passive tool. It is a powerful instrument capable of sensing danger, even when the eyes cannot see it. Have you ever felt a chill in your spine, an unexplained heaviness, or a strange tension when near a certain person? That is your mind sending a signal. It is alerting you to forces that seek to drain your strength or cloud your clarity. Listening to these signals is not paranoia, it is protection. It is the difference between being controlled by your circumstances and controlling them. Awareness also empowers decision-making. Once you recognize who or what affects your energy, you can act with precision. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. Every choice, every boundary you set, every moment of mindfulness strengthens your armor. Protecting your energy is not just a defensive act, it is a declaration. It tells the world and yourself that your life is yours to command. The greatest gift you can give yourself is the ability to see clearly. Awareness turns fear into insight, doubt into clarity, and vulnerability into power. It allows you to detect the patterns hidden in chaos and reclaim your peace before negativity can take hold. When you cultivate this awareness, you are no longer drifting through life. You are steering your destiny with purpose and confidence. This is why understanding the signs of manipulation, the subtle threats of negative influence, is so crucial. Every sign you recognize is a step closer to freedom, to empowerment, and to the unshakable belief that no one can touch the strength within. Awareness is not just seeing, it is claiming your life, protecting your energy, and awakening the inner power that has always been yours. Have you ever noticed that problems seem to appear out of nowhere? You plan carefully, work hard, and yet setbacks strike repeatedly, one after another. These are not always coincidences. Life has a rhythm. And when that rhythm is disrupted without explanation, it is a signal that unseen forces may be at work. Sudden misfortune often comes in small, seemingly random events at first. Missed opportunities, unexpected expenses, or relationships that falter for no reason. But over time, these disruptions accumulate, creating a pattern that cannot be ignored. The human mind naturally seeks explanations. When we encounter repeated obstacles, our instinct is to blame luck, stress, or other people. But sometimes the root cause lies deeper in the subtle interference with your energy and your life's flow. When someone attempts to influence your path, they exploit fear, doubt, and distraction. They create situations that test your resolve, trying to weaken your spirit without you even realizing it. This is why sudden misfortune often feels personal, targeted, and unrelenting. Your response to these challenges is crucial. Panic, frustration, and despair give power to the forces that try to hold you down. But awareness transforms misfortune into a message. It is your mind telling you that something is off, that your energy is being tested, and that protection is necessary. Recognizing these patterns is empowering. It allows you to act instead of react. You reclaim control by understanding that life's disruptions are not always random and that your response determines your strength. Take a moment to reflect on your recent challenges. Are they isolated or do they form a pattern? Do setbacks arrive when you are least prepared or after interactions with certain people? By observing these details, you start to see the hidden influence before it grows stronger. Awareness of sudden misfortune is not about fear, it is about vigilance or vigilance. Masa, it is about protecting your energy, safeguarding your mind, and refusing to let unseen forces dictate your life. Your life is sacred, and every disruption carries a lesson. When you recognize sudden misfortune as a sign, you do more than survive, you learn, adapt, and grow stronger. You build resilience that cannot be shaken by external forces. Each challenge becomes a test of your awareness, your power, and your determination to rise above interference. By noticing and understanding these signs, you take the first real step toward reclaiming your life, your energy, and your unshakable inner strength. Have you ever left a conversation or a gathering feeling completely drained, even when nothing obvious happened? That heavy, empty sensation is not accidental. Energy flows between people, and some individuals unknowingly or intentionally draw from the strength of others. When someone consistently leaves you feeling depleted, anxious, or unsettled, it is a signal that your energy is being affected. Your mind and body are alerting you to subtle influence, to forces that seek to weaken your focus, confidence, and inner power. It is important to understand that energy is a finite resource. Every thought, every emotion, and every interaction consumes a portion of it. When someone taps into your energy, even unconsciously, it leaves you vulnerable. Anxiety, fatigue, confusion, and emotional turbulence often follow. These are not just feelings, they are messages from your mind, warning you that your personal boundaries are being crossed. Ignoring these signs allows negative influence to grow, quietly eroding your resilience over time. The mind has a natural ability to sense danger before the conscious brain fully understands it. That uneasy feeling when near certain people is your intuition at work. It is a subtle alarm, alerting you that not everyone in your environment has your well-being at heart. Many dismiss this feeling as overthinking or paranoia, but the truth is that the mind often detects patterns and intentions far before they manifest in obvious ways. Listening to these signals is an act of self-respect and self-preservation. Protection begins with awareness and boundaries. You cannot control others, but you can control your presence, your responses, and the energy you allow into your space. Strengthening your mind, focusing on your purpose, and consciously reclaiming your energy prevents anyone from draining you. Every moment of vigilance builds a shield, reinforcing the inner fortress that no unseen force can penetrate. Feeling drained is more than a temporary discomfort. It is a warning sign. Recognizing it empowers you to take action, whether through mental focus, distancing from toxic influence, or strengthening your energy through mindfulness and intent. Your energy is your power. Guard it fiercely, protect it deliberately, and remember that no one can weaken you without your permission. Every time you honor this truth, you reinforce your strength, your clarity, and your ability to thrive despite any hidden challenges that may try to touch your life. Have you ever woken up from a dream that felt more like a warning than imagination? Dreams are the mind's way of processing reality, and sometimes they carry messages from levels of awareness we rarely access while awake. When certain dreams or nightmares repeat themselves, they are not random. Your subconscious is trying to communicate, signaling that something in your life is out of balance or being influenced in ways you cannot see. Recurring dreams often point to unresolved tension, hidden fears, or energy disruptions. If you notice a pattern, symbols, faces, or scenarios that appear repeatedly, it may be your mind drawing attention to subtle interference. The human brain is capable of detecting threats long before your conscious mind can process them. These dreams are like flashes of light in the darkness, revealing truths that are otherwise hidden. Ignoring them weakens your awareness, leaving you more susceptible to negative influence. Nightmares carry a particular weight because fear amplifies energy. When fear is repeated in dreams, it signals an emotional vulnerability that may be exploited by external forces. But understanding the message transforms fear into power. Every time you reflect on your dreams, every time you connect the feelings they evoke to your waking experiences, you reclaim control. Your subconscious becomes an ally instead of a source of anxiety. Pay attention to the details, the emotions, the people, the settings in these dreams. They often mirror subtle disturbances in your life, situations, relationships, or energy exchanges that feel off. Your intuition is speaking through symbolism, nudging you to strengthen your defenses, protect your energy, and become more conscious of the patterns around you. Remember, dreams are not mere stories. They are reflections of your inner and outer reality. When recurring dreams or nightmares appear, they are not punishments, they are alerts. They are alerts, they are opportunities to awaken, to notice what has been hidden, and to take steps to safeguard your life. By interpreting these signals and acting upon them, you fortify your mind and spirit, transforming subtle warnings into a roadmap for protection, clarity, and unwavering strength. Your dreams, when understood, can become your greatest guide in reclaiming the power that is inherently yours. Have you ever noticed things in your home or workspace shifting without explanation? A misplaced object, a door opening on its own, or small items disappearing only to reappear later. At first, these events may seem trivial, easily dismissed as forgetfulness or accident. But when such occurrences repeat, patterns emerge. Your mind is alerting you to disturbances in your energy field, subtle signs that unseen forces may be influencing your life. Human perception is attuned to anomalies. Even when we cannot fully understand them, our intuition registers these irregularities as warnings. Small disturbances in your environment often reflect deeper imbalances or interference. When these patterns continue, it is a signal to strengthen your awareness and take control of the space around you. Every object, every corner of your surroundings carries energy, and maintaining harmony in that space protects your own energy from being drained or disrupted. These unexplained events are not meant to frighten you. They are messages. They call attention to what has been ignored, inviting you to observe and act. When you acknowledge them with clarity and calm, you reclaim authority over your environment. Your presence becomes intentional, your energy grounded, and your mind sharper. This is how subtle disruptions are transformed from sources of fear into opportunities for empowerment. Your response matters more than the event itself. Panic or anxiety strengthens the influence of negativity. Calm awareness, combined with conscious action, neutralizes it. Take note of the patterns, reflect on the timing, and recognize the connections with people or situations around. This awareness acts as a shield, protecting your energy from external manipulation and giving you the confidence to act with precision. Remember, every unexplained shift is a sign to trust your intuition and honor your personal space. Objects moving, strange sounds, or minor disturbances are signals that your energy and focus deserve protection. By observing carefully and acting with intention, you fortify your life, reclaim your strength, and transform moments of uncertainty into pillars of resilience. Your environment reflects your inner state. When you safeguard one, you strengthen the other, creating an unshakable foundation for your mind, body, and spirit. Have you ever experienced emotions rising inside you for no apparent reason? Anger, fear, or sadness that seems to come from nowhere? These sudden emotional surges are not always random. Your mind and body are sensitive instruments, constantly receiving signals from your environment. When unexplained emotions appear, it may be a sign that your energy is being influenced, that unseen forces are attempting to disrupt your inner balance. Emotions are powerful indicators. They are not punishments or flaws, they are messages. Anxiety that strikes without cause, bursts of irritation, or a creeping sense of despair often indicate an imbalance, a disturbance in your personal energy field. The mind and body respond to subtle manipulations long before the conscious brain recognizes the source. So, recognizing this truth allows you to reclaim control. Awareness transforms confusion into clarity, fear into action, and vulnerability into strength. When sudden emotional turmoil occurs, your response is key. Allowing fear, frustration, or despair to dominate gives power to the forces attempting to unsettle you. But by observing your emotions with calm awareness, you can separate yourself from the disturbance and strengthen your inner resilience. Each moment of conscious recognition builds your mental and emotional shield, making it harder for negativity to take hold. Consider how your emotions fluctuate around certain people, situations, or even times of the day. Patterns emerge if you pay attention. Then these patterns are your guide, revealing where your energy may be weakened and where boundaries need to be reinforced. Emotional awareness is not just about self-protection, it is about empowerment. By understanding the roots of sudden emotional shifts, you begin to master your reactions, reclaim your strength, and establish a sense of inner peace that no external force can penetrate. Your emotions are sacred indicators of your well-being. Each surge, each wave of inexplicable feeling, is an opportunity to awaken your awareness and take control. When you learn to recognize and respond to sudden emotional turmoil, you transform vulnerability into resilience, chaos into clarity, and interference into a reminder of your own inner power. You become unshakable, grounded, and fully in command of your mind, your energy, and your life. Have you ever experienced sudden fatigue, headaches, or illnesses that doctors cannot explain? When your body starts to break down without a clear reason, it may be more than a medical mystery. The human body is deeply connected to energy and the mind. Unexplained health issues can signal that your personal energy is being disturbed, that unseen influences are affecting your well-being. The mind and body are constantly communicating. Every ache, every wave of exhaustion, every lingering discomfort carries a message. When illness appears without cause, it is a signal to pay attention, to observe the patterns in your life and the energy you absorb from your surroundings. Ignoring these warnings allows vulnerability to grow, leaving you exposed to forces that seek to weaken your spirit and diminish your vitality. It is important to remember that the body is not separate from the mind or the environment. Your physical state reflects the energy you carry, the thoughts you entertain, and the boundaries you maintain. Unexplained health issues are reminders to reclaim control, to strengthen your defenses, and to protect your energy with intention. Your body is your most important vessel, and guarding it is not optional. It is essential. Awareness is the first step toward restoration. Notice when symptoms appear, what triggers them, and how your energy shifts around people or situations. This careful observation transforms vulnerability into insight. By understanding the connection between your energy and your health, you can take proactive measures, rest when needed, strengthen your mental focus, and reinforce your personal boundaries. Each action reinforces your resilience and restores balance. Your health is a reflection of your inner strength. Every unexplained symptom is an opportunity to awaken your awareness and take control. When you protect your energy, manage your mind, and act with conscious intent, you fortify your body against hidden influences. You transform uncertainty into empowerment, vulnerability into strength, and disruption into clarity. Your life, your energy, and your well-being are yours to protect, and once you understand this, no unseen force can diminish the vitality that belongs to you. Have you ever felt eyes on you when no one is there? A subtle presence, a creeping sensation that someone is observing your every move. This feeling is not always imagination. The mind is an incredible detector, capable of sensing patterns and threats that the conscious eye cannot see. When you feel watched or followed, it is often a warning that your energy is being targeted, that unseen forces are attempting to influence your life without your awareness. This sensation is not paranoia. It is the subconscious mind processes more information than we realize, picking up on small cues, subtle vibrations, and disruptions in energy. When something feels off, it usually is. Feeling observed triggers a natural alert system, a signal that your personal space and energy may be under intrusion. Ignoring this feeling leaves you vulnerable, while acknowledging it allows you to take steps to reclaim control. Awareness is your first defense. Recognizing the feeling, understanding its source, and reinforcing your boundaries transforms fear into power. You cannot always see the cause, but you can strengthen your response. By centering your energy, maintaining focus, and consciously protecting your mind and space, you limit the influence that external forces can have over. Every act of mindfulness and intentional action builds a shield around your life. The sense of being watched is also an invitation to trust yourself. Your intuition is a guide, a protective mechanism designed to alert you to threats before they manifest. When you listen, you regain authority over your environment and your energy. You become proactive instead of reactive, turning subtle warning signs into actionable insight. Remember, no unseen force can touch the strength you cultivate within. Feeling watched is a signal, not a sentence. It is an opportunity to reclaim your power, reinforce your boundaries, and rise above interference. By trusting your instincts, observing patterns, and acting with intention, you create an invisible fortress around your mind, your body, and your energy. Awareness transforms uncertainty into clarity, vigilance into confidence, and fear into unshakable strength, making you impervious to the forces that seek to disturb your peace. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. Every thought, every belief, and every intention shapes the reality you experience. Unseen forces can only influence you if you allow them to. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty act like open doors, giving power to negativity. But when you strengthen your mind, cultivate belief, and focus your energy, you create a shield no external force can penetrate. Belief is not wishful thinking. It is a force that anchors your energy and directs your actions. When you truly believe in your strength, your resilience, and your ability to overcome, you generate an internal field that repels interference. The mind has the ability to detect subtle manipulation and neutralize it, but only when it is trained, disciplined, and unwavering. Every moment of fear or hesitation weakens your shield. Every moment of clarity, intention, and faith strengthens it. Your thoughts are seeds. What you nourish grows, what you neglect fades. Negativity feeds on doubt, while empowerment grows from self-trust. The difference between being affected by external forces and remaining unshakable lies in your mental discipline. Focus on your purpose, your vision, and the strength you carry within. When you cultivate these thoughts consistently, you build a force field that is invisible yet unbreakable. No, it is also essential to understand that awareness and belief work together. Awareness alerts you to influence, while belief gives you the power to resist it. Awareness without belief leaves you anxious. Belief without awareness leaves you vulnerable. Awareness leaves you vulnerable. Together they create a balanced, strong, and resilient mind. You become capable of standing tall, calm, and confident, no matter what challenges arise around you. Every day, every thought, and every choice matters. Protect your mind as you would protect your life, because your mental state is the foundation of your energy, your strength, and your destiny. When you master the power of belief, you transform fear into courage, doubt into clarity, and interference into fuel for your growth. Nothing unseen can control a mind that is focused, disciplined, and unshakably confident in its own power. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and your belief is the armor that shields you from everything that seeks to weaken you. Protection begins in the mind. Your energy is your most valuable asset, and safeguarding it requires conscious effort. It is not about fear or paranoia. It is about awareness, boundaries, and intention. Every thought you allow, every interaction you engage in, and every environment you enter has an impact on your personal energy. By cultivating a protective mindset, you create a force field that shields you from negativity and unseen influence. Start with awareness. Pay attention to how you feel around certain people, in certain spaces, or during specific situations. These feelings are signals guiding you to take action before your energy is drained. Your intuition is a natural compass, and when you trust it, you gain the power to navigate life with clarity and precision. Ignoring it leaves you vulnerable, but listening strengthens your inner defenses. Set clear boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are declarations of self-respect. They tell the world and yourself that your energy is sacred and cannot be taken lightly. Say no, distancing from toxic influences, and protecting your personal space are all forms of mental and emotional armor. Tester. Each boundary you reinforce adds another layer of strength to your protective field. Intentional focus is equally important. Direct your thoughts toward empowerment, resilience, and purpose. Avoid dwelling on fear, doubt, or negativity, because these emotions weaken your energy and leave openings for interference. Instead, concentrate on what you can control: your mind, your actions, and your energy. Visualization, meditation, or simple mindful reflection can reinforce your shield, making you unshakable even in the face of unseen challenges. Consistency is key. A protective mindset is not built overnight. It is developed through repeated practice, awareness, and deliberate action. Every day you guard your energy, reinforce your boundaries, and focus your mind, you grow stronger. Would transform vulnerability into power, uncertainty into clarity, and fear into confidence. Your energy is your life force. Treat it as sacred, protect it as fiercely as you would your most precious possession. When you cultivate a practical protective mindset, you become unbreakable. You are no longer at the mercy of external forces. Instead, you stand in your full power, aware, grounded, and ready to face anything with clarity, courage, and unwavering strength. Life is not something that happens to you. It is something you shape with every thought, choice, and action. When you become aware of the signs of interference, you are given a gift, the power to reclaim your life. Awareness alone is not enough. It must be paired with decisive action. Every moment you take control, you strengthen your energy, sharpen your mind, and reinforce your inner fortress against anything that seeks to weaken you. Control begins with intention. Decide who and what you allow into your life. Your energy is sacred, and every interaction should honor it. Remove influences that drain you and surround yourself with people, environments, and thoughts that empower you. Each choice to protect your energy is a step toward freedom, clarity, and resilience. You are the master of your environment, and no one can impose their will on you without your permission. Action is the reinforcement of awareness. Set boundaries, strengthen your mental focus, and cultivate habits that protect your mind, body, and spirit. When challenges arise, respond with calm authority instead of reacting with fear or frustration. Every controlled response builds confidence and sends a clear message. Your life is yours to command, and external forces cannot dictate your path. It is also essential to nurture your inner strength daily. Mindfulness, reflection, and conscious focus are not mere practices. They are shields. By investing in your mental and emotional resilience, you make yourself impervious to manipulation. You transform uncertainty into opportunity, chaos into clarity, and doubt into unshakable confidence. Remember, control is not about domination over others. It is mastery over yourself. It is about reclaiming the power that is inherently yours. Every sign you recognize, every boundary you enforce, and every moment of intentional action reinforces your sovereignty over your energy, your choices, and your destiny. When you take control, you no longer live under the shadow of unseen forces. Instead, you stand firmly in your strength, fully aware, fully empowered, and fully in charge of the life you're meant to lead. Every sign we have explored is a message, a signal from your mind, body, and environment that your energy is precious and must be protected. Sudden misfortune, feeling drained, recurring dreams, unexplained events, emotional upheaval, health issues, and a sense of being watched all point to the same truth. Your awareness and your actions determine the power you hold over your life. These signs are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to awaken you, to show you that control, strength, and clarity are always within reach. You have the power to reclaim your energy, to fortify your mind, and to rise above any force that seeks to weaken you. Awareness transforms uncertainty into insight, fear into courage, and vulnerability into resilience. When you recognize the subtle patterns and take deliberate action, you no longer drift through life aimlessly. You navigate it with purpose, strength, and unwavering confidence. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and your belief in yourself is the shield that no external influence can penetrate. Every thought you cultivate, every boundary you enforce, and every moment of conscious action reinforces the fortress of your energy. Life's challenges, no matter how subtle or hidden, can no longer control you when your awareness and determination are strong. You are the guardian of your energy, the architect of your destiny, and the master of your reality. Take a moment to reflect on the signs in your own life. Notice patterns, trust your intuition, and act with intention. Every choice you make to protect your energy strengthens your resilience and empowers your journey. You are capable of overcoming any unseen influence, any subtle manipulation, and any obstacle that stands in your way. As you move forward, remember this: nothing can touch the strength you cultivate within yourself. Your energy, your mind, and your spirit are sacred. By protecting them, by standing firm in your awareness and belief, you ensure that no one can dim your light or disrupt your path. You are unstoppable, unshakable, and fully in control. Claim your power, safeguard your energy, and rise to the life you are meant to lead with courage, clarity, and unwavering strength.